back counting double-digit thousand stacks.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Your boy Russ back again with NFL predictions week number 2. So for those of you that don't know, I am doing this series with two other YouTubers, HoundSyrup and HayesThe Gamer. Both their links will be in the description below. All of our predictions videos are posted at the same time, so if you guys want to go check out their videos after you're done with this one, that would be awesome. Alright, so before I start picking the games, you guys can see the records. After week 1, HoundSyrup went 11-4, HayesThe Gamer went 10-5, and I went the worst with 6-9. Terrible week for me. I made a lot of bad picks. We're going to bounce back in week 2. But you guys can see Hound is in first place, Hayes is in second, I'm in third. I'll keep track of the records as we go. Probably do this at the beginning of every predictions video. But your boy did bad week 1. But let's go ahead and get into these picks. So the first game is going to be the Thursday game, Texans versus the Bengals. And honestly, man, both these teams disappointed the hell out of me in week 1. Both of them gave me L's. I picked them both to win. I'm going to go ahead and just pick the Texans in this one because the Bengals, wow, they let me down the worst. Well, actually, the Texans lost to the Jags at home, so maybe they let me down the worst. Either way, they both let me down, and I'm going with the Texans. Next game is going to be the Buffalo Bills at the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Panthers in this one. So the next game is the Chicago Bears at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I think the Buccaneers have a lot of promise. They weren't able to play their week 1 game because of Hurricane Irma, and they were going to play the Miami Dolphins, and it got postponed. So this is their first game of the season. I'm going to go ahead and go with them to beat the Chicago Bears in Tampa Bay. So the next game is going to be the Minnesota Vikings at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Both of them with good wins in week 1. The Minnesota Vikings, Sam Bradford pretty much destroyed that New Orleans Saints defense. That is not a very good defense. And the Steelers eked out a win against the Browns. So honestly, it's kind of a toss-up to me. I'm going to go ahead and go with the home team, though, in the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game against the Minnesota Vikings. The next game is going to be the Arizona Cardinals at the Indianapolis Colts. And I don't know if Andrew Luck is playing this week or not. So if he isn't, I'm going to go with the Cardinals. And if he is, I'm going to go with the Colts. But I have to pick one. So I'm going to go ahead and place my money on the Cardinals to win this game. Can't believe I just said that. I never want the Cardinals to win, but I'm going to go ahead and pick that they win against the Colts. So the next game is the New England Patriots at the New Orleans Saints, and the New Orleans Saints defense looked awful. Looked awful against the Minnesota Vikings. Just from the highlights I saw, man, Sam Bradford lit them up, and we all know the New Orleans Saints have had one of the worst defenses in the NFL for a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the New England Patriots to win this one in New Orleans. So the Cleveland Browns actually looked pretty good against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they're playing the Baltimore Ravens this week. They are in Baltimore, so I'm going to go ahead and go with the Ravens to win this one over the Browns, even though I think it's possible that Deshaun Kaiser could knock off Joe Flacco. But just to be clear, I am going with the Baltimore Ravens to win over the Cleveland Browns in Baltimore. So a very interesting game is the Philadelphia Eagles at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Eagles look really good in week 1. So did the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, they demolished the Patriots in New England. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Kansas City Chiefs in this one. Even though I think the Eagles could possibly beat them, I think the Chiefs at home are just too good of a team to get beat by the Philadelphia Eagles and a rookie QB, or a second-year QB, I should say. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Kansas City Chiefs in this one. So the next game is the Tennessee Titans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, the Jacksonville Jaguars ended up knocking off the Texans in Houston last week. I don't think they're going to win again. I think the Tennessee Titans are going to get their first win of the season against the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. So the next game is the New York Jets at the Oakland Raiders. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Oakland Raiders in this one. Next game is the Miami Dolphins at the Los Angeles Chargers. Again, the Miami Dolphins did not get to play week 1 because their game got postponed because of Hurricane Irma. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Los Angeles Chargers in this one, though, just because I think they'll win. I actually ended up picking the Chargers last week to win against the Denver Broncos, and they barely lost in Denver, so they gave me a little bit of hope that they can win when I picked them. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Chargers again. Hopefully they knock off the Dolphins. The next game is the Dallas Cowboys at the Denver Broncos. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Cowboys in this one. Next game is the San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks, and I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks in this one. Seahawks took a tough L in week 1 against the Green Bay Packers. My God, those refs were awful. But you know what? The Seahawks bounced back, my favorite team, and they beat the San Francisco 49ers in Seattle. And if they don't, many things will be broken. Just letting you know. So the next game is the Washington Redskins at the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams played really well in week 1, but they were going against Scott Tolzien instead of Andrew Luck. And honestly, we all know when Andrew Luck's in the lineup for the Colts, the team's completely different, seems to play completely different. I don't know what the deal is, but without Andrew Luck, that team just looks like garbage. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Washington Redskins to win this one over the Los Angeles Rams, even though I think it is possible that Jared Goff could knock off Kirk Cousins. but I am going with the Washington Redskins. So the next and final game is the Detroit Lions at the New York Giants, and the Lions got me a win in week 1, so I'm going to go ahead and keep rolling with them, and I'm going to say the Detroit Lions are going to knock off the New York Giants in week number 2, mainly because, well, the Lions got me a win last week, and the Giants look like shit against the Cowboys. Alright, so that is going to do it for this video, guys. I did hope you enjoyed. Be sure to let me know if you agreed with me or disagreed with me on my picks. Other than that, did hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, the Dangerous Army, I'm out.